The Paiute Deadfall is one of the most effective traps in a wilderness survival situation due to its sensitivity and minimal parts. Designed for small animals such as rats and squirrels, setting these traps is an efficient way of harvesting meat when trying to conserve time and calories. In this video, I will show how to make a Paiute Deadfall as well as how to set up this trap. To construct a Paiute Deadfall, you'll need a knife and some sort of string. If you don't have a metal blade or man-made string, you can use a stone edge as a primitive blade and natural cordage for the string, but it's easier to use what I have on hand now, so for this video I'll be using these tools. The first step is to find a dead and fairly straight piece of hardwood that's around the thickness of a finger. If need be, you can use a softwood or greenwood, but a dead hardwood is optimal due to its strength and rigidity. Greenwood can mold under a long-term pressure, so with the weight of a heavy rock, the pieces can deform over time, resulting in an unresponsive trap. Sensitivity is key with deadfalls, which is why rigid deadwood is the preferred material. The next step is to find a trap rock. An ideal weight for your trap rock is at least 5 times the weight of the intended animal. This will ensure a quick kill that won't result in an injured animal wandering off. So if you're trying for a 1-pound squirrel, your rock should be at least 5 pounds heavy. I always like to go on the heavier side. The rock should have a fairly square bottom to ensure balance off the ground, and it should be wide and long enough to cover the surface area needed to land on the animal when tripped. A book or map-sized rock is an ideal shape, but it's okay if it's not. I find it useful finding the rock second, so I don't have to lug that heavy weight around while looking for wood material. Now it's time to craft the trap pieces. A Paiute Deadfall consists of a post stick, a lever stick, a toggle, and a bait stick. And you'll see how all these parts work together to create the deadfall later on. Your post stick should be 3/4 the size of your lever stick, so begin by cutting those lengths from a straight section of your wood. The bigger your intended prey, the bigger your trap setup. So if you're going for a field mouse, your post stick will be around 4 inches tall. If you're going for a groundhog, your post stick will be more like 12 inches tall. For the post stick, carve a triangular taper on one end. For the lever stick, carve a bevel on one end with a V-notch on the underside before that bevel begins. Make sure the V-notch is directly underneath the face of the bevel and not off to the side. And on the other end, carve a shallow ring about 1/2 inch away from the edge. Next, take a piece of wood about 1 inch to 1.5 inches and split in 2 vertically. This will be your toggle. Carve small notches from the middle of each edge. And then tie your string around these notches. I like to use a double half hitch. Place the toggle on the bevel of the lever stick and run the string all the way to the other end, fully stretching it if the material is malleable. Tie the string where it meets the ring of your lever stick. Here I like tying a clove hitch in case I need to adjust the length. And for the bait stick, find a very thin and dead twig. For the bait, you can use wild fruits or scraps of camp food on hand. Most rodents are omnivorous, so there's a number of baits you can try. Here I'm using crabapple. Skewer your food a couple of inches down the bait stick and you're ready to set up your trap. You'll want to set the trap near signs of animal activity such as tracks and scat, and you'll want fairly hard ground under your trap, so clear any cushioning debris below. Lift your rock so that a square end is leaning off the ground and place your post stick at the hovering edge of your rock at the center. Make sure your rock is fairly stable. Your rock should be around a 30-degree angle off the ground. If the angle is too great, the animal may have enough time to evade the trap after tripping it. You can put a smaller rock beneath your trap rock as a safety measure for your hand in case the trap rock falls. Next, place the bevel of your lever stick where the rock and the post stick meet and use it to support the rock while you move your post stick into the V-notch of your lever stick. Double check to see if your post stick is upright and not slanting one way. Then, wrap the toggle halfway around the base of the post stick using the free end of the lever stick as leverage to support the rock. Keep a hold of the toggle as you grab your bait stick and place the bait stick between the toggle and the rock. This is going to be the trickiest part, so really take your time when doing this. The toggle should be fairly square on facing the rock, so you'll probably have to shorten the bait stick a couple of times to get the correct size. Feel around for some sort of pore or protrusion from the rock for the bait stick to catch. Once it feels well balanced, gradually remove your grasp from the toggle and the bait stick and remove the safety rock if you have one. The way the trap works is an animal is attracted to the scent of the bait, crawls under the rock, and grabs, sniffs, or bites the food. This small nudge will dislodge the bait stick, causing the toggle to unwind and forcing the lever stick to give way to the weight of the rock, falling on the animal and crushing it to death, either by blunt force trauma or by suffocation. A little side note, when selecting a rock, it may be easier to choose a grainy material such as granite so that the bait stick will have an easier time gripping the inside of the rock. Material like slate is very smooth and will be more difficult for the bait stick to grab. And remember, just because you have done everything correctly doesn't mean your Paiute is guaranteed to catch something. This is why in a perfect world, you would set at least 8 traps per area to further your odds of success. But in a survival situation where you have limited time, realistically, you'll probably only be able to set a few in a day. It really depends on if you have other priorities to meet first. But once those needs are met and food is the next focus, setting Paiute Deadfalls is a good strategy for obtaining meat in a wilderness survival situation.